Our office was contacted by Detective Hoover a few weeks ago, and that's when we got involved as the asset forfeiture unit. And as a result of their investigation, we identified a number of vehicles that were being used to operate this company, and a number of 13 of those were trucks, and there were 2 other personal vehicles that were being used to operate this company as well. So this morning we seized 13 trucks and 2 personal cars from the company, along with any other property that was located in conjunction with that company, the computers, the phones, the point of sale terminals for their Visa and MasterCard, all that was seized as well, and that's in our custody.
Has any cash been able to recover out of the vast amount these folks have been ripping off victims?
We've identified to date about $18,000 in cash that was recovered from today's search warrant. The investigation is still ongoing. We've recovered a lot of information from today's investigation that will move us forward in attempting to locate the cash that's still out there.
How would you describe this as, I mean, obviously we haven't, it's very rare, as we heard, for there ever to be criminal charges, like usually it's civil action. So have you ever been involved in an investigation like this where it comes to asset forfeiture, these trucks?
From a moving company perspective, no, I haven't, but it's not, I don't think it's groundbreaking at all. I think, you know, when the disclosure comes out and the charges are fully revealed and the extent to which these people went to extort and defraud these people, they're definitely a criminal enterprise. And as police officers, we have powers to seize the tools that they use to extort the public. And in this case, those tools were their moving vans, their own personal vehicles, and the equipment they were using to run the business.
What about the contents of the building where they were operating out of it? I gather there might be some possessions there of people who moved and maybe didn't get their stuff back.
There were some properties located in there. They were charging rent for these people, and we've got those people's information. We've contacted them or attempted to contact them to make arrangements for them to now retrieve their property and their belongings.
So they weren't being held hostage, those people? Stuff in that warehouse is not people who were being held hostage. Those were people who were actually storing stuff?
Yes.
You know how you said some
yes.
people, if they didn't pay their bill, they would hold their stuff hostage, right?
These people were paying a storage fee to store their property at this warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be contacted to retrieve their belongings. The origin of those, how it got to there, we haven't yet investigated.
Are there any legitimate moves involved in this? Did they just solidly do this, or did they very carefully pick and choose certain days, certain people, certain opportunities?
I think, Kevin, you're in a better position to answer that.
Thank you. That's a great question, and that's exactly what they did. If they showed up at your residence after taking the initial administrative paperwork, so let's say, for example, you're moving May the 1st, okay? They show up at your residence and you're not an intimidating fellow, yes, you're definitely going to be a target. On other occasions, they'd show up at your residence and they'd be dealing with people that were intimidating to them. And no, they didn't back down from them. What they did was they applied their trade, if you will. They demanded that they get a cash deposit. When they got their cash deposit, they would simply run back to their truck, jump in their truck, and drive away. That's exactly what they've done.
Just a few more questions.
Are they working pretty much out of the GTA, or what area as well?
It's the Golden Horseshoe. We've gone so far as to take occurrences from Durham region all the way to Halton region.
Can you just comment, because many of the problems have to do when people sign these contracts and there's a lot of fine print and, you know, the contracts are hard to understand. Is there any concern when, you know, about the charges sticking, because when this gets to court that they will say, well, people agree to these things, it's all in the contract?
No, I'm glad you asked that question. Before the Toronto Police engaged in this investigation, we sat down with a judge, we sat down with the head Crown Attorney of College Park, we sat down with the assigned Crown Attorney that's going to be prosecuting all of these cases before we started this investigation, specifically putting all of the contracts forward, putting our evidence forward, and saying, what do we have here? Do we have something that is going to stand up at a trial? And it was a great yes from all parties that were involved.
Okay. Okay, the 2 personal cars were received. Last question. 2 personal cars were received.
Yes,
Are they
sir.
Ford Tempos, 10-year-olds? Or?
No, fantastic. I'm glad you asked that.
There was a newer model Audi A8 that was seized, and I believe it was a 2000 Mercedes 500 series sedan.
Hey guys, listen, we conclude today's conference. Thank you for attending. And this will be available on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And just here are some tips. Here's some tips to help you avoid being taken advantage of. When hiring a company, contact the Better Business Bureau to see if there's a complaint history for the company. And for further information, check the Ontario website at ontario.ca/consumer protection. Thank you for attending again.
Is there any chance we can see these trucks? Are they all, I know they're probably all locked up, but is there a place